So I'm in my 30s now, I'm 33, and I'm looking to buy a place by myself. It's my first property. So, I want it to be lovely. Like, I really have all dreams and like what furniture I'm gonna have in it.
I think in the current market, more and more people actually do need to have mortgage advice. Getting advice from a broker who's got a lot of experience, they'll know all the pitfalls that you're going to come across when applying to a lender. If you do research yourself, you will come up with rates, but it's not guaranteed that that lender will actually lend to you.
I really want to be nearer to where I'm working. I'm a children's speech and language therapist, and I love my job. It's really rewarding, it's really important to me. So I'm basing the rest of my life around this job. So that means I'm looking in the East London area, which is an expensive area, but it's really nice, it's really international. A lot of people have moved from other countries to the area where I work.
So the general process really initially is to look at affordability and see what we think we can borrow. You tend to find now with most lenders that first-time buyers are slightly restricted on income at 4.5 times income. So even though lenders will say you can borrow 4.5 times income, they work it out on affordability.
So actually they're taking quite a lot of information.
Yeah, there is a lot of information needed to go into it. Then we need to look at things like terms, because the term of the mortgage, 25 years is like sort of, for some reason, an industry standard. It's always been 25 years, but at your age you could do 30, 35, in some cases 40-year terms, which will then stretch the affordability out quite nicely and make it more affordable as well. You may think, yes, I can afford a 25-year mortgage, but the lender may not.
Well, exactly,
So
and I don't want to be stretched anyway. I mean, I'd like to live somewhere nice, but I have my limits.
I know.
And then something else I'd like to ask about is shared ownership, because that could really be like a way out of my situation.
The good thing about shared ownership is that the lenders will only require you to put down a deposit based on your share. This is a fact find. This is basically the document that I use to collect information so I can go away and start looking at mortgages for you. So what we'll do, we'll fill some of this in, just to get some basic information for the time being, and then we can meet again and sort of fill all the gaps in and so on. Yeah. So at least you get an idea of what you want to do and go from there. So if we start completing it, today's date is the 16th.
The thing that I've really liked about the process today has been meeting Mike, because he's been so patient with me, he's been so clear, and he doesn't use jargon, and I really have now been able to understand this information. And maybe a lot of it, I've read it on the internet, but I didn't know what it meant, if I'm honest with you. So actually having Mike explain it to me has been really helpful for me.
It's probably as much as I need on my fact find at the moment. There will be more questions which we'll have to cover at a later date as we go on. Yeah. It gives me enough just to start the ball rolling to make sure we can get to a level where you can actually afford a property.
Yes.
Okay. And you need to let me know if you're going to go away and think about shared ownership, which we discussed earlier.
I'd really recommend for somebody in my situation to seek advice, because it's so clear. It really makes sense of all the different terminology that you come across, and it just helps you to make an informed decision based on a real understanding of what the market's like. Before I came to the meeting, honestly, I wasn't sure if I'd be able to afford the home that I wanted. I've seen a lot of flats, and I've seen a lot of awful flats, and I just didn't know what kind of place I was going to end up with. I feel positive. I feel that I will be able to afford the home that I want to live in, because I know what I want, and I'm sure it's somewhere. I just need to find it.